If you're new to this space, you might have already seen similar compound names in a completely different forms. Liquid vials, shipped on ice, injected pens, pre-mixed solutions. And then you look at what arrives from a research supplier, it looks nothing like that. There's a reason for that, and it matters that you understand it. Comment different if you've ever been confused by why the same compound's names show up in completely different forms depending on where you're looking at, because that confusion is exactly what this video is for. Here's the real question we're starting with. Why would the same compound name exist completely different product formats, shipping requirements, and sourcing categories at all? Because that format, research use only products arrive in lyophilized form, meaning dry powder form, because that format is specifically optimized for laboratory research conditions, longer shelf stability, and precise reconstitution control for research purposes. A supply chain that doesn't require cold pack logistics because that lyophilized format doesn't need it. Same compound name, completely different regulatory category, completely different product format. Neither one is the other, and that treating them as interchangeable is one of the most common misunderstandings people new to this space make. Send this to someone who thinks it is new to this space, confused about why the name shows up looking completely different depending on what they're searching. That confusion is completely understandable, and it's also completely resolvable once you understand that format follows framework, not the other way. Comment format if you want to break down what lyophilized actually means, why research compounds are produced that way, what proper reconstitution looks like from a purely technical standpoint, because that's the next piece of this that researchers are consistently asking about. This is exactly why documentation matters, regardless of which format of framework you're looking at. Knowing what category a product was produced under what testing was performed on that specific batch, what the sourcing chain actually looks like, is the baseline standard for evaluating anything in this space. Reputation is a track record, testing is that guarantee. Save this. Format confusion is one of the first things new researchers encounter, one of the last things that anyone takes the time to actually explain.